Hey guys, Fuzzy here. Let's be honest, the waters haven't always been clear. We've seen the highest highs when the servers were so full and the lowest lows when the only thing accompanying you was your fishing rod. I'm going to rank the top 10 updates in Sea of Thieves, from the absolute roughest launches that made us question everything to the legendary updates that defined the pirate's life. I will address the drama, the bugs, and the moments that saved this game from sinking. But before we begin, we need to pay the bills and secure some loot in the real world. I want to mention that I'm partnered with Instant Gaming, as you all know, and they are running their Black Friday event right now until December 1st. If you have been waiting to jump into our creators, which I am, now is the best time to look at it, which is the lowest price since launch. And it's not just that, every single hour Instant Gaming is refunding one entire shopping cart for free. What? If you are grabbing games anyways, that is a chance to get your entire haul for nothing. You can get up to 90% off your games by using my link in the pinned comment. Fuzzy here, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, before we start the countdown, we have to respect the elders with an honorable mention, which is my favorite, Shrouded Spoils. This was back in November of 2018. Unfortunately, the days of the Shrouded Spoils are over. Before seasons existed, this update did the heavy lifting to prove the game had a future. It didn't add a new map, but it filled the empty seas with danger, introducing the fog, roaming skeleton ships, roaming megalodons, an improved Kraken, and, if you didn't know, most skull forts in Sea of Thieves at launch were stale and inactive, and used to only activate once every 3 hours. This update brought life to all other forts. It was the update that proved the concept of a shared world adventure could work, and it's the one that got my channel to life. Now let's rip off the bandage and start at number 10. The lowest point. Season 10, or was that Season 5? Both these seasons sit at the bottom of the bucket. Season 10 is slightly better. Season 5 gave us the quest board, burying treasures, and a few more things that I probably forgot. And for Season 10, if you are peeking at the numbers, you might have noticed it looking quieter around the socials. This was widely considered the lowest point in Sea of Thieves until then. Why? Because of the delays. We had fewer and fewer seasons, stretching out all the way, and by the time the next season rolled around, it took Rare 7 months to release this season from Season 9. Now, we do have new lows, but that's generally due to the overall lower interest in a game that is 8 years old and sometimes misses the mark with their updates. Then came the drama with Safer Seas. It sparked significant controversy at launch. On one side, you had veterans angry at the risk was gone, and on the other, players just wanting to fish in peace. The headline feature, Guilds, felt unfinished because so many were abandoned and inactive, and others had just 2 members, making them impossible to level up. Next we have Season 14. Pirates of Mischief. Now you might wonder, this update was nice, but hold on, this was supposed to be the stealth update, crouching, disguises. Instead it became the update of glitches. Features like crouching broke the hit registration so badly that Rare had to disable the traps and the ledge hanging days after launch. When the core mechanics break, the seas get rough very quickly. It was high hype followed by immediate frustration. The blow dart and grapple gun were funny, sure, but we need the game to work first. And we have Season 8. This update saved the competitive scene, but burnt out everyone else. This gave us the Hourglass of Fate on-demand PvP. Finally, a button to press to find a fight instead of sailing for hours. But here's the thing, the skill gap in Sea of Thieves is massive. Regular players who love PvP tested these waters, and casual players jumped in, got absolutely destroyed due to the lacking of matchmaking, and quickly abandoned the mode. Which is fine, since the game offers way more PvE curses than it does PvP, but as a business model, players do not like to be locked behind something that prevents them from achieving it due to skill, or not having the time to practice enough and reach the curse level, due to real-life responsibilities. It introduced the Skeleton Curse and Ghost Curse, arguably the most desired cosmetics, but locked them behind a level 100 grind that made many veterans take a step back. It highlighted that without a fair playing field, the magic is lost, and it caused people to grind for months for a curse that they realized they probably won't use. Captaincy. This was a bittersweet one. It brought the most requested feature ever, naming your ship, but the actual MVP here was the Sovereigns. No more running loot, crate by crate, you could sell everything in 2 minutes. This fundamentally sped up the gameplay loop and you can sell larger stacks faster. However, the launch was bumpy. The milestones were comically high. Rare wanted you to sleep for 100 hours to unlock a trinket. It was a great concept, but the execution was rough and needed serious tuning. But the issue is, Rare waited until some people had completed the milestones after long grinds, then said, "Oops, this is taking too long, let's make it easier." This betrayed many of the game's completionists and sparked backlash. However, Season 7 Voyage stacking on the shelf was the best Sea of Thieves voyaging it has ever been, but not for long. Now we are getting to the good stuff, at Season 13, being the boss. This update allowed us to become the raid boss by taking over the Burning Blade. This was also a feature requested by many for a very long time. For the first time, we could control a massive world event ship with many cannons and a flamethrower. And for the solo sloopers out there, you've got a skeleton crew to repair for you, which scaled with the crew size. Balancing the odds, it created hotspots on the map again. Everyone was chasing that ship. It brought life back to the server, and skeleton camps added some nice puzzle variety under the islands. It was a power fantasy for many. However, a massive glitch that allowed the ship to become worth hundreds of millions in a very short time pierced this update at its heart, causing enormous drama and demotivation early in the update. The quality of life revolution. Season 11. This was pivotal in Sea of Thieves as we started 2024. It didn't add a new map, but it modernized the entire code infrastructure, and it is the favorite season for many. One of the key focuses for this season was introducing shorter session options. No more sailing for 15 minutes against the wind just to start a quest. You go on your ship, vote from the map table, you dive, and you surface again for the voyage. This update removed the captaincy voyage inventory, allowing players to play without committing long play sessions. For people with jobs who can't play for 6 hours straight, it smoothed out sailing sessions, which is the majority of the player base. Now going back in time to April 2020. Ships of Fortune. This update gamified the sandbox with the emissary system. Before this, there was no reason to stack loot, but now, the 2.5 gold multiplier from the Emissary 5 changes the game, and with the greed comes the Reaper's Bones, a faction dedicated to hunting players. It created a culture of loot hauls and stacks and legitimized piracy. It also added cats to the Pirate Emporium. And let's be honest, having a cat on your ship is the real reason this is ranked so high. And now with the second wind, with the PlayStation launch in Season 12, the arrival of the new blood revitalized the seas. The servers were so empty before this, but suddenly, the waters felt alive again. It also introduced a few new toys. The double barrel pistol, which is a gun that fewer than 10 people use in the entire community. We also got throwing knives with a throw of 60 damage. 2 consecutive throws make it faster than 2 pistol shots to cover 100% damage, making it the highest DPS weapon in the game. And we got the Horn of Fair Winds. This windblower does what you expect it to. In water, it propels you. In a rowboat, it turns it into a jet ski. It was chaotic, fresh, and exactly what the sandbox needed. And flying back to 2019, we have the anniversary update. If this update hadn't happened, Sea of Thieves should probably not be around anymore. This was the moment reviewers stopped saying Sea of No content. We got tall tales, actual story-driven adventures with unique mechanics and lore. We got the arena, a dedicated mode for players who wanted ship-to-ship PvP. And we got the first iteration of Hunter's Call, adding fishing, hunting, and cooking. This update was one of the most that addressed what players felt was missing. It proved that Sea of Thieves wasn't just a tech demo for pretty water anymore, it became a rich, unique adventure game. And now we all know that Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the most enjoyed pirate movies. So you know what happens when we bring that to Sea of Thieves? The absolute peak and hype of all time. Jack Sparrow, when that trailer dropped, the internet exploded. We hit an all-time peak of players. The instant Sea of the Damned allowed for cinematic moments the main map couldn't handle, introducing new enemies like phantoms, sirens, and ocean crawlers. It was the perfect match. It brought the game to the front page of the world and showed us the true potential of a pirate's life. And since then, Sea of Thieves had so many ups and downs that is still riding players' emotions like waves in a storm. And another honorable mention, which is the Hunter's Call update. This season finally brought content to people who love fishing. And trust me, there's nothing in Sea of Thieves more dangerous than a fisherman who wants to get their commendations done. What was your favorite update? Fuzzy here, thank you for watching, happy sailing.